Hello and welcome once again to the Hunt for the Cup, the show where we exclusively and extensively documented the Nations Cup 2025 season. My name is Douglas Gray and I'm your host for the show. This is very exciting. Not only is it snowing everywhere, everywhere we have snow, so praying for snow seems to work. Not only do we have snow everywhere, but this is the first actual show where we start analyzing and looking at some of the tournament runs. And today specifically, we're going to be focusing on the qualification process, which is just completed, and the national teams that have been created. So what we're going to do is look through each of the national teams, see who's qualified and not, and then give you a little bit more information about the process from here on out. And then for each of the national champions, we're going to show one of their runs from beginning to end and analyze it. And as I start talking about analyzing runs, it's a perfect time to introduce my co-host, technical expert, and good friend, Martin Roshkov. Marty, how are you?
Hello to everybody listening and viewing. I am doing mighty fine, Douglas.
Good. Merry Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Are you stoked? Let's get into it, huh? We're going to start off with the new team this year, the Norwegian national team. It's quite exciting for me because one of my teammates from Europe All-Stars last year is the number one on Norway. So we're going to go take a look at the team and walk you through it. Here we see the top four finishers for Norway. So it's, again, Rahid from last year, and then three new people that have qualified for the Norwegian national team. Stille Luft, Erevs, and Trondbay. Rahid has a nice big task cut out for him this year, as he's going to be taking, I assume, a leadership role on this team. So we're going to now go off and take a look at one of his runs, and for him, we have picked his run on Zaukensee. So here we are at the top of Zaukensee. Rahid is getting ready for his run. It starts with this big, beautiful schuss. It's really steep, and this is what makes it one of the classics of the women's tour. They're heading now into this very challenging section here, Marty. What do you think about this part?
It is basically what can set you up for a good run or a not so good run if you don't get it exactly right.
Exactly, because you're going very high speed, and when you come right over that little jump that they just did, so as you come through this, this section, you have this big right-footed turn, and then a big hard left, and then a big right, and then over this blind roller. And if you're too far to the right, you crash right into the thing on the side, the people on the side. Now, as you run this out through this long traverse, one of the things I find about Zaukensee is these blind rollers are everywhere, aren't they?
Oh yeah, for sure they are. And if you don't get, if you don't know the line good enough, you can be really upset, which could really mess with you later down the line, or straight just send you into the spectators.
Exactly. And, here we're talking another one. This isn't just a blind roller. This is a giant blind jump. So watch this. You have to get the direction right off this thing. So as you hit it, this is 52 meters. And now it comes into my favorite part of this run, because I just call this part Ride the Lightning. So it's these big, sweeping, high-speed turns. And then here we come into this very challenging S-turn. And as you come through this, you have to get the balance right of keeping the speed and staying in control, and try to come as close as you possibly can to this gate here and keep it nice and high on the line, because that's where you're going to give you the speed to the run out to the bottom.
Right, you did a really good example of this, exactly what you're talking about. He kept following the line. He stayed high when he needed to. He shows perfect memory and a lot of time put in.
And I love this last jump. It's 47 meters, that last jump. It's amazing. So you're absolutely right. He knows the line. He anticipates where he needs to be. He's thinking 3 or 4 turns ahead. And what do you think? I think that's why he's the Norwegian national champion.
He's showing excellent experience in the game. He's showing really great skill. We witnessed a really good rundown today, and I'll be really stoked to see what he's gonna do for the hunt for the cup.
I wonder what he can do with his brand new team. So he's got a lot of experience from last year, but he has to bring along a whole new team of newcomers and help them adjust to the pressure of a single run tournament. So I mean, I just want to say this. Last year, you got 3 runs in the Nations Cup, but this year it's 1 run per course. So it's high pressure. Keep it clean, and finishing is much more important than pushing too hard. So it's really about balancing risk and reward. So I want to say congratulations to everyone on the Norwegian national team. And we look forward to seeing what they could do in their first time in the Nations Cup tournament. Now we're going to go take a look at the national team from France. This is, again, a very interesting team because of the 4 people that are on this team so far, only Arezza participated last year. So it's him and 3 new people. So again, this is one of those situations where the experienced veteran, the experienced pro is going to have to take up a leadership role and help the new people along. With both Norway and with the French team, not everyone has confirmed that they want to participate on the team. So if you've gotten an email from Ski Challenge, please, and you're one of the top 4, please confirm you want to participate or not, because if we don't hear back from you, then we're going to have to move on to someone from 5 to 10, and you might lose your place. So let's go take a look at the run from Arezza. Here we are at Zermatt. We're going to take a look at Arezza's run through Zermatt. This is one of my favorite courses. It's a beautiful course. It's designed for gliders. It's fun and interesting and super mellow. And it's a very interesting course because it's one of the highest in Europe. It starts at 3,400 meters. And it's the only one that crosses the international border. So let's go see what they can do here. This nice section in the beginning is very much like, I find it very similar to Beaver Creek. It's this long flyaway section where, it's just a bunch of turns where the idea is to pick up as much speed as possible and as cleanly as possible get through these turns gliding. So now he's preparing for this big jump that's coming up under the arch called the Matterhornsprung.
He's following a tight line, doing it exactly on point, utilizing an interesting strategy for the second time here, getting really close to the end barrier there.
Exactly, and it's funny. The higher you stay up near the left wall there on that traverse, the more speed you pick up. And here we are. Here's the border, so we're crossing into Italy now. And this, for me, is where this course really gets fun. So now we're going through the Traverse de Serac, and we're approaching my favorite part of this course, the Spalli di Rollin, the shoulders of Rollin. So here, watch, you take this big sweeping right-footed turn, trying to stay as high as possible, and then run out as much speed as possible, because now we're into the Plateau Rosa-Schuss.
I really like the way Alireza sets up for every turn. Look how far away he initiated this one, how quick he is with the follow-up turns over here. He's really good at setting these things up, getting close to the gate again. I'm really curious if that's going to give him an advantage with his time
exactly,
or not.
and he starts the turns right on time. He anticipates them, hits the gates very well, and even when he makes a little mistake, because a couple of times he went a little bit off the line, he never panics. He never just completely breaks. He just lets it maybe ride out a little bit more, keeps the speed going, and that's how you have a fast run. It's not always about having a perfect run. It's about staying fast and not putting on the brakes. It was a beautiful run down Zermatt. I love that Zermatt course, Marty. It's great, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. It's beautifully constructed.
And it's a fun gliders course. Okay, it's not the world's most technical course. It doesn't have the difficulty of Bormio or Val Gardena or Kitzbühel, but it's just beautiful and cool, and I think it's a really fun one to ski.
Oh, for sure. I can back you up on this one. Even though it's not as technical as Bormio, it still's got its dangerous turns that you need to watch out for and setting up everything right. Yeah, in some cases, pushing yourself past your limits on something a bit more, I guess you could call it mellower compared to Bormio, would even be harder.
Exactly. I think it's a harder course to be fast on because any mistake is punished. But anyways, I want to say congratulations to Retza and the brand and the French team with all their new players. Please get back to Ski Challenge and confirm your participation, and we look forward to seeing what you can do in the tournament in 2025. Next up, we're going to take a look at Team Italy. The Italian team has another one where there's a lot of new people. So number 1 and number 2, Bovas 88 and Freccia Blu, they're veterans. They're returning from last year's tournament. But Plunder and Jack D 890, they're both new. So, by the way, this is another team where not everyone's confirmed. So please get in touch with Ski Challenge to confirm to not lose your place. So again, this is a nice mix, this team of experience and new people. So hopefully they'll be able to work together and, deliver something big this year in the 2025 tournament. Let's go take a look at Bovas's run. And of course, for an Italian, and given that it was last week was Val Gardena, I've picked Val Gardena for him. So we'll go take a look at that right now. Here we are at the top of the beautiful and challenging Saslong race course in Val Gardena. As he pushes out of the gate, comes through this very challenging opening section called Spinel, where you've got to prepare for this very big jump that's coming up. When you come right through here, there's the Salto de Moro, and this big jump with a lot of air. Very nice line. He
sets it up perfectly, though.
Yeah, it was a beautiful line, right?
Oh, yeah. He set it up straight from the air into a right footer, picking up some speed now.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Val Gardena, man. You spend half your time in the air, so the challenge is keeping your skis on the snow.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it really does matter when they are on the snow, where are you going to point them?
Exactly. This is a very good place to stop, because this is right where the course gets very difficult and very technical, because here we're coming into the walls of Solcher. There's 2 of them. This is the first jump that you're going to hit. It's a giant jump, 54 meters, into this very challenging sort of carousel turn. And now we're coming into the second wall. Boom, another beautiful. 35 meters. And now we're moving into the camel bumps.
He's so quick through this section. It's usually where we see a lot of trouble, a lot of hesitation, but there is none of that over here. Great setup, picking up a lot of speed here.
Exactly, and he knows the line very well. And now he's coming into the most difficult section of this course. This part that he's coming through, this is always make or break at Val Gardena. This is the nightmare that is Cheslet. Big right-footed turn. The struggle here is to keep your skis on the snow, and even there he loses a little bit of the line, but keeps it quite okay.
I don't think I've seen anybody do it better than him, man. That was pretty much flawless execution and still keeping it up.
Very nice, exactly. And now we're into the Nuccia section, which is, the goal in Nuccia is to carry all the speed you possibly can. Hopefully you haven't scrubbed off too much speed in Cheslet. And now you just run it out through this beautiful long chute. One more big jump right here. Boom. And then into the finish, where the throngs of screaming ski racing fans are applauding your every move. It's a very challenging course, and it's very difficult to be fast. And when Marty and I were interviewing the champions from last year, the medalists, what course did almost everyone says was their most challenging and most difficult?
You guessed it. It was exactly Val Gardena.
Val Gardena. That's one of the reasons we put it into the qualification process, because we wanted to have a good challenge as well. Once again, I'd like to say congratulations to the Italian team. If you have not confirmed your spot, confirm your spot. Get in touch with Ski Challenge. They'll have emailed you, and make sure you don't lose your spot. And for the people that are in 5 to 10, keep checking your emails, because if the people that are above you in 1 to 4 don't confirm, we'll be moving down to you to push you up to the national team. Let's take a look at the 4th place team from last year. Here we go for Team Germany. Number 1 is Ski Racing Dennis. We have an interview from him also that's going to be coming out during the season. And he dominated this like no one else. I think he finished all firsts and then 1 second. Just had a completely dominant race. I think the rest of the people are new. They've got a really good number one, and I know ski racing will be able to help them move along into a better position than fourth from last year. I mean, at the end of last season, they were coming on very strong and almost caught us. We're getting close to catching us in Europe All-Stars. Let's go take a look at Dennis's run, at ski racing's run from, guess where? Val Gardena. Here we are once again at the top of the beautiful Saucelong racecourse, watching ski racing prepare, and boom, he heads out to the throngs of adoring fans. Watch his line through this setup and contrast it with what we just saw. Watch how he takes this first turn.
Wow, that was pretty close to the gate, not gonna lie.
It was so close to going out, but he just is so fast. It's just very well done, man.
He's staying right on point, right on the gas pedal, not slowing down anywhere.
Sub 27 seconds for that first split, which is great. And through this difficult traverse, which is very bumpy, and here he comes up to, again, that giant jump, the first of Sulcher's walls.
Perfect setup.
So, and this was a little bit wide, but he could have kept it a little bit more inside and picked up a couple of tenths, but nothing terrible, and he didn't, break or panic, so he kept it flowing. Again, that's a little bit wide on the line, but he just keeps moving. But watch this split that's coming up here. Sub 105. That's fast, man. I mean, I've seen a couple of the top guys doing 103, but my goodness. So here, I really want to point out, watch what he does in chestnut. I mean, it's really good how he handles this. So coming through that first turn, and he still bounces a little bit out there, but so there's some places where he could make some improvements and fix some more time and pick up some more time. But my God, even with those little line errors and mistakes, that was close. He still gets.
He's getting pretty close to the perfect run. Yeah,
it's really nice. There's a couple of small errors, but look at all the speed he's carrying down through Nuccia. And as he comes in towards the end and just the run out into the final area with this last big jump. And then, boom, applause, applause, applause. So he had a 201.9. When we watched Bovis, it was like 203 something. And there were even a few small line errors here. There are places where he could have picked up a few tenths. I mean, I think if he'd got it absolutely perfect, he could be up near 2 minutes, 2:01. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, if he knocks out these 3 or 4 mistakes, he can lower it even more. But still, I mean, one try format, all you've got right on the table, and this was really, really well executed, really well thought out line, really good at following that line. Good job, Dennis. Really nice setup with everything. Nice continuation of the turns.
No, exactly.
Near
And
perfection.
the turn was happening before the gate, It's not like he's skiing after. And what I like about it with some of these people is you can't always hit the perfect line. I mean, you make mistakes, you glide off, you get a little bit confused or whatever. But the important thing is to let it ride and not kill your speed and not scrub off your speed. Because that's what's going to kill you, right?
For sure, for sure.
So I want to say congratulations to everyone on Team Germany. If you have not confirmed your participation, make sure you do that right away. We would hate for you to miss your spot because we moved on to people down below. Now we're going to take a look at my former team, last year's bronze medal winning team, Europe All-Stars. This team has a lot of veterans returning. So Pepe, Amke, and Vasek were all members of the team last year. Mentalist is new. And, very good guy, very good skier, very good competitor. So I think they have a very strong team and maybe even a little bit stronger than we were last year. I think the issue with EU All-Stars will be when you compare EU All-Stars to somewhere like Team Switzerland or Team Germany or Team Austria, I mean, we were five different guys from different countries that don't speak the same language. There wasn't much of a team feeling. We didn't really help each other very much, or there wasn't much coaching. So I think if, okay, Pepikam and Anke are two of the best skiers. They're generally top five, always in every race. And that's great, but I think if they invest a little bit more time this year helping the third and fourth guys on the team, they're going to be even stronger and could challenge for the silver this year or maybe even the gold. So I hope that this year they take more of a team approach to it and find a way to work together because as we learned in those interviews, Marty, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, they train together, they help them with the line, they analyze each other's runs. And, speaking as a former team member, that was really missing last year. It didn't happen mostly because none of us really spoke the same language. So everybody on this team except for one person has confirmed. So if you have not confirmed, make sure you do so you don't lose your spot. Let's go take a look at their number one, the national champion for Europe All-Stars, Pepi's run at Zoukense. He's one of the best racers out there, always in the top five, nerves of steel, and just a very good competitor and a super nice guy. Let's watch and see what he does on Zoukense. Starts off again with his big, steep, beautiful shoes, runs it through, and then just look at how he handles this technical Super G section at the top with these tight turns.
Really good timing and everything we've seen so far, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be Kjell wants to continue.
Exactly, and this is so impressive. That's such a beautiful line off that jump. So way up on the left-hand side, and he's carrying so much speed through this section. It's so much faster than 90% of the people out there. Again, off that blind roller, another beautiful line.
Right on it, right on the line. Really beautiful setup.
It's like there's almost no mistakes, man. I mean, I'd have to be like super critical. And I love this. Watch this part. As he comes through, he just bashes that gate. And, 130 kilometers an hour going into this my favorite section. Just watch how he handles this S-turn.
Perfect timing, right on it when he needs to.
And so high and tight on that gate as he comes through the end of the S. And it's amazing. And 118 that split, which is faster than anyone else we've seen so far on this.
He's set himself up for success. Let's pray he gets it down.
Boom.
Flawless.
135 280. That was the fastest time on Zoukense in the qualifications process. So just really a beautiful run. I love being able to watch these guys' runs this year. It's just so nice to see. I always used to get so frustrated because, you'll be racing against some of these guys and they're like 2 seconds faster. You know what I mean? But now when you see how they approach the line and you see how good and tight they are, I just wonder... This was 3 tries in the qualification. I wonder how much difference there's going to be when they get only the 1 try in the tournament.
It's going to be really interesting. I can't wait to see it either.
I know.
Timing's going to matter there even more.
I'm really wondering how much that's going to impact their time because, in this tournament, you miss a gate, you bounce out, you're out, you get, 0 points. You get a big DNF, and that's going to kill each team. So it's a different mindset, I think, to approach this race this year.
Oh, yeah. But I'm pretty sure they'll be able to put everything on the table and go hard for it.
I think so too, and I really hope they do spend a little bit more time on my former team, helping each other and developing, because I think, with the talent that they have now, they could easily challenge for at least second. So, I mean, it would be nice to see them move up and grab a silver medal this year, or even challenge for the gold. So, congratulations to everyone from Team Europe All-Stars. It's 3 returning people and 1 new person. So they've got a lot of experience and some fresh new talent. So I see a big year ahead of them for them. And I wish them the best of luck in the 2025 tournament. Now, We're going to take a look at the silver medal winning team from last year. Team Switzerland is the only team where every single team member is a returning member from the 2024 tournament. So they're filled with talent, they're filled with experience, and what I think is also very important is they really work together as a team. They spend a lot of time helping each other, training, reviewing each other's runs, and I like that for their chances in 2025. You know, what I find super interesting too is with this team and the experience that they have, I think Switzerland has a chance this year of challenging the Austrians for the #1 spot for the gold medal. They're bringing a very experienced team. They're bringing a very, very talented team and a bunch of good skiers and just, you know, a bunch of really nice guys. Let's go take a look at John Julian's run on Zermatt. He had the fastest time in the whole qualification tournament for Zermatt. Here we are once again at the top of Zermatt. We've got John Julian in the gate. And just, we saw Zermatt earlier, but just watch the difference in execution in this line. The way he sets up these turns and holds the line, this is a flawless, almost perfect run.
Wow, utilizing the strategy we saw from the French team right here.
Amazing, right? And watch, look at how he comes through this turn and then this big left-footed turn right into this big jump. And now, as he heads through this traverse, he stays way up in height, 140. That's the highest speed that we've seen on Zermatt. And really high on this high line on the left saves him a lot of time as he goes through.
This is a beauty to watch.
It's amazing, right?
So far crossing the border here. It's been pretty good with the timing, pretty much spot on the line with no misses.
The line is beautiful, there's no mistakes, and that split that he just went through at the border was almost a second faster than the other one that we saw. And here, watch him handle the shoulders of Roland. Watch this turn and how he comes so high and so tight through this line. 148 he hits. That's the highest speed we've seen, so he just definitely hit the top speed on this so far.
And casually drops 40 meters.
Exactly right. And like he's barely sweating, you know, and through this, this very challenging high-speed Super G turns.
Perfectly executed.
Perfectly executed. Everything is just, it's like clockwork. It's like a Swiss clock, right?
Well, yeah, not surprising after all, you know.
And like here, he takes a different line than the others that we saw. He starts a little bit higher, runs down the traverse, and then sweeps back up and across as he heads into the last jump, the Salzime Bianchi, where he, you know, gets 44, 45 meters of flight, 54 meters of flight. Jeez, that's a big jump. Boom. And that is
211.
211.1. It's not 211.9, dude. It's 211.1. That is a very good time. I think, you know, the rest of the guys were at something like 212 something or other. So this was just a perfect run, and it just so well done. Just very good. So again, that was textbook. That was just a beautiful, controlled, amazing run. No errors, no line problems. No hitting the brakes. Everything about it was a masterclass in speed skiing. And just those were the top speeds that we've seen on any of the runs on Zermatt in the entire qualification tournament.
His timing, it was precious and a beauty to watch. I feel honored to be able to commentate on that perfect run. That was really beautiful. Really.
He's like digital Odermatt, you know what I mean? It's just everything about it was just so good and so cool. And see, this is why I think since the Swiss all work together so hard, they've got people like John Julian and McGarrett and Lego and Swagmaster's also really good that are all good, talented skiers and great competitors. And they work together to help each other. So that, I think, the combination of those two things just is going to be really give them a very good chance to really challenge for the top spot this year. I'm just super curious to see how it goes.
Me too. I think they've got the right amount of everything that you could possibly want in a really good team. They've got the experience, the communication, they've got everything to make sure they put down good, consistent runs, just like the one we saw. It's gonna be really exciting, this championship we got going.
It is. It's going to be, I think they're going to be hard to beat, man. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. And I'll explain why, too, as we now, first of all, say congratulations to everyone. We had that interview with McGarrett. He didn't know if he was going to make it. Congratulations to McGarrett and Swag and Lego and John Julian. And best of luck in the 2025 tournament. And now let's go take a look at last year's champions, Austria. In this team, you have one of the best racers, if not the best racer in Ski Challenge, Herman, who actually last year was called Flo, but this guy is almost unbeatable. He wins and wins and wins. He's tough as nails, he's mentally tough, and he's a great competitor. But the rest of the team is new. They're all new racers. You know, the only one from last year's teams that qualified was Herman. So this is one of the reasons I'm saying it may very well be possible for Switzerland to push up and challenge Austria. We have, you know, of course, the very talented racer that's in the number one, Herman, but the rest of the team is new. And they need to get a little bit of experience. They need to get some of the nerves out of their system, and they need to get used to the new one-run system, as everyone does. I'm really curious. I think we're going to have a great fight on our hands between Switzerland and Austria, and I think even if Europe All-Stars starts to work together a little bit more and help each other train, I think Europe All-Stars can once again be the spoiler and maybe cause a little bit of problems for everybody. So let's go take a look at Herman's run on the beautiful Birds of Prey course at Beaver Creek. Here we are at the top of the absolutely fantastic Birds of Prey course at Beaver Creek. We start off at, you know, this beautiful section, this big long gliding section called the Flyaway, where what's important is to, you know, glide as much as you can, build as much speed as you possibly can, and make no mistakes. Because right here, you're preparing for what comes after we hit the brink.
Really well done setup here. He's really setting himself up for a good run.
Every turn is just perfect, man. And you know what also is interesting? Herman is like one of the only top competitors that doesn't use the tilt steering. I mean, that's why it sometimes looks a little bit jerky. He uses the thumb-based steering.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's been playing
An
this
interesting
game.
approach.
Yeah, well, he's been playing this game since like 1912. I mean, I think he's one of the original players. So he has years and years of experience, but he is one of the only people that doesn't use the tilt steering. Here, as you come through this big left-footed turn, now we get to the fun part of this course as we go over the brink. Look at how tight he was on that gate. Through the Talon turn, everything is perfect. No mistakes. Into Pete's Arena.
Right on it. Right on it.
Beautiful, right? No air. Everything about it as he heads into Russi's ride. These last turns as we set up into Screech Owl, the long, gentle, right-footed turn.
Wow, that was perfect timing on everything we just seen.
He never misses the line. I mean, it's just always on.
He's like the Terminator, like a robot. Right on it.
Like
right on
the Terminator, yeah, exactly. But he loves Herman Meyer, so I think that's why he's named himself Herman this year. But here, watch him into this approach to the Golden Eagle jump. Boom. 48 meters through the compression of the abyss, over the Harrier jump, and now he sets up this last run out as we come into the red tail jump with this long right-footed turn. And boom. He's over that beautiful free and clear, and he is home and dry in 147.6, dude. I mean, that's ridiculous. Such a good time, such a well-executed run, and, you know, it's just so impressive to watch him crush course after course after course.
Exactly. I am trying to keep my eyebrows down, you know? I might struggle with that, but that was a really, really good one. And everything was there. From the timing to the control to the line, execution. There's not much we can commentate on. I mean, he did it like a robot.
it was just fun to watch, right? I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's like, there were no
oh
line
yeah.
errors. It's fun to watch. And this is what I'm thinking, though, Austria might be beatable this year because, okay, we have him, Hermann, but everyone else is new. There's a little bit of a lack of experience on Austria, which could open them up to a strong challenge from this very talented, completely experienced returning team from Switzerland, and also even from Europe All-Stars, which has, 3 out of 4 people returning.
Well, hopefully Team Austria has got their communication down and are able to, use the gold mine that they have in the face of Herman. Um, I mean, if you got that guy as your coach,
Right?
you gotta improve. It's not a question of if, it's a
Exactly.
question of when.
No, exactly. It's a question of how much. And, that's the thing. If they work together and they train together and they, get line advice, I don't know. I think it very quickly could become good. But I don't know. I find this like very exciting this year. And I think Austria and Switzerland are very balanced. Europe All-Stars in Switzerland. Germany has an outside shot. There's a lot of really tight battles going up on the top. So I think it's going to be a very, very interesting tournament this year. I think it's going to be super exciting. I can't wait for it to start.
For sure. I cannot wait either.
So I just want to say congratulations to Team Austria and all the new people. If someone hasn't confirmed from any of these teams, please confirm with your email right away so you don't lose your spots. The races start next weekend from the 28th of December, so time is of the essence, and we go to one of the big classics. We're going to start on the Stelvio at Bormio, so a very exciting race. I can't wait to see what's happening. We'll be racing at the same time as the World Cup, so confirm your team, confirm your place, don't lose out. And, I'm looking forward to what I think is going to be a very interesting, very fun battle this year. So I think it's going to be fun.
Agreed.
Okay. Well, thank you, Marty, as always. It's always a pleasure, geeking out about skiing with you.
Oh yeah. I enjoy it as well.
Good. This was nice, too, because this was our first show that got to actually watch some races and runs, and I think that's just so fun. So I want to say, Marty, Merry Christmas. Go, send it tomorrow with all the snow we're getting here in Bonsko. Thank you for everyone watching at home. Congratulations to everyone who made their national teams. That's a big accomplishment. It's a tough process. There's a nice, fun, super exciting tournament coming up. I'm Douglas Gray. I'm your host for the season. Check in with us every week over the season. This show, The Hunt for the Cup, is the only place you'll be able to see who won, where the standings are, how each team is doing, and how they're competing. It's the only place we're going to find this out. It won't be visible in the game. You won't be able to tell. So check in here with us every week. Like and subscribe down below if you want to see more. And as I always say, and it's working this season, pray for snow, and I'll see you on the ski slopes. Cheers. Merry Christmas.